User experience, why is it such important for companies and the governments to think about it when they are creating some digital product?
So really it's about actually creating better services, creating better products by focusing on what actually users need to do. So products that actually work better for people, therefore people are more likely to buy products or use products that actually meet their needs.
What is the first thing that you have to consider when you think about the user experience and how to improve it?
So I think it's about thinking about why do people actually need or want to use this service? Why does this thing need to exist that we're working on, or why are we proposing to create a product? What problem is it going to solve in people's lives? How is it going to help them? What's it going to enable them to do? So really we want them to have a good experience with our products, but actually at the same time we want to make sure that our products really do solve a problem, or they actually have a function that enables us to live better. So I mean, people's expectations of digital products especially are getting higher and higher. A lot of the devices and the products that we use now are getting better, they're getting easier to use, there's much better design within industrial product design now, and people are exposed more and more to good design. At the same time, we still have a lot of products that aren't well designed or aren't really designed at all, that are very feature heavy, very complex. But I think really people appreciate products that actually have really done the hard work to make things simple for them, to actually make sure that they are intuitive and simple and concise.
Gov.uk, how did the idea for such project came?
So originally Gov.uk, the team at the Government Digital Service, it came from a report in 2010 which said that actually there should be one single website for the UK government. So they've basically taken over 300 websites and created Gov.uk instead. I haven't worked on the content transition, but actually really the key thing is there used to be lots of content in government that just didn't really meet a really clear user need. For instance, we used to have pages on our old government sites about beekeeping, and it just wasn't relevant information that people really needed to access through the government. So every page on gov.uk now, it has to serve a user need. So the key thing is actually making sure that everything we develop is there because actually government needs to meet that need, and it is a real user need rather than a government need.
But it's so much information when you put all those things together. How do you sort that out? How do you make it still easy while putting everything together?
So again, it's making sure things are designed around need and making sure people can find things. But really, it's about having the right processes in place to design things that will work for people. We do that by making sure we test everything that we work on every 2 weeks. We make user research a central part of everything we do. So we're constantly making sure real users, real customers, and real citizens in the UK are actually testing and working with government services online.
How do you see the future B2C communication? What will happen? Like, will people still communicate with each other through websites or apps or maybe VR or?
I think it's always hard to know what will happen, but I think it's a business-to-customer communication. I think there's lots of good opportunity for businesses and products to engage with customers through different channels. So actually, I think the best product companies are the ones who actually have great offline support as well. They design services that actually work really well for people that are less confident online. They have wider kind of service models that also have online elements, but also don't exclude people who haven't necessarily got the skills to get online without some sort of additional help, and that's a really important part of the types of services that we're delivering. I mean, we know from different research that we do around different government services, and I know from my own experience of working on different products, that face-to-face contact with other people is really important, and the way we support and the way that full service design works is also really important that we think about these things. It's not a case of just replacing those types of interactions. It's a case of actually working out, well, why do those types of interactions matter to people? What's important about that? What need does that serve? Is there a way of meeting that through digital, or how does digital play a role in the way that we meet that need?
But don't we have digital to make everything faster? Because most of the times people don't have time to go somewhere and to sort out their problems, or maybe if they communicate with a person via phone, the person doesn't necessarily understand what you're asking and what are your needs.
So I think there's advantages to both. Sometimes it is just better to speak to somebody, and there are reasons that people would prefer to do that. But at the same time, digital has lots of advantages. It's available 24/7. It can be faster. You don't have to send things in the post. You don't have to wait on the phone. But I think it's important that we look at all the needs for any particular service within the context of that service. So there aren't kind of general rules for these things. It's kind of about understanding what do people really need to do in the context of the thing we're actually working on right now, understanding the types of people that access that service. It goes for any product. So rather than saying this type of approach is the right approach, it's about really making sure we talk to real users, real customers, and actually design solutions that are appropriate to them, whatever channels we deliver those through.